Hello, everyone. Welcome to MT4 Professional. Today's presentation, we're going to be talking about trading strategies using the MT4 Professional Scanner and the MT4 Professional platform. Just want to remind everyone that we are here for educational purposes only, that MT4 Professional and Resilient Traders are not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you any specific trade advice. But what we can do is teach and train you on the proper use of our platform and use of strategies within our platform in order to build a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, forex, options, cryptocurrencies have a large potential for reward, but they also have a large potential for risk. You must be willing to accept these risks and be aware of what they are if you're going to trade or invest in any of these markets. So please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets, and never, ever, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade a simulated account. And that's where the real game begins, because that's the mind game. All right. So as I said before, I am Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director. He's also our all things technology guru and co-owner here at MT4 Professional. Today, we're going to be talking about trading strategies, implementing those strategies, setting up configurations for strategies on the MT4 Professional platform. And we're going to be talking about the scanner and how important it is for you to be using scanners in today's market. I'm going to be giving you a live demonstration of the platform. And of course, I'll be making a very special Christmas offer toward the end of today's presentation. And throughout today's presentation, we'll be having live Q&A. So join in on the questions and answers using the webinar chat or the Q&A panel. So let's talk about some trading strategies. There are a lot of trading strategies out there. A lot of them are employed by many traders throughout the industry. Some of the more popular ones we've come across from our traders are the EMA and price, which is a pure price action strategy coupled with a moving average. There's the MACD and signal, which gets you in on a early or late trade, depending upon your preference. There are moving average crossovers where you have interaction of moving averages with others to get you either into, out of, or to identify trend and reversals. And then there's the combination of any of those, which incorporate the EMA and price, your MACD and signal, relative strength, moving averages, stochastics, you name it. You can put them together into a strategy, then you can implement it on MT4 Professional. And there's the ever popular alligator, which uses 3 different moving averages simultaneously, looking at longer time frame trends in order to help you to trade longer term consistency and profitability. The MT4 Professional Scanner is designed to scan in real time all of these strategies, plus many more, and alert you whenever the conditions are met for a conditional trade entry or exit. So let's see what kind of users that we have here in our room. If any of you are current or existing MT4 Professional clients or customers, and you're here for the training class, let me know. If this is your first time to listen to the presentation or to learn more about that, and you want to know more about MT4 Professional, just let me know. We're going to be putting up a poll to ask you whether you're an existing client. So let me know if you are currently using MT4 Professional. Yes, you love it. No, you haven't tried it yet. You know more, you're not sure what it is. Not interested at the moment, just let me know and submit your answer. And then once a certain percentage of our class has responded, then we'll close the poll and share the results with you. So the quicker that you respond to the poll, the quicker we can move on with today's presentation. and I appreciate your feedback. All right. Well, it looks like we have about a quarter of the class who are current users, so thank you very much, and we'll definitely love to hear from you during today's presentation. 42% have not tried it, but definitely are interested. Some are not interested at the moment, but you're here because you're probably curious. So I'm glad that you are here. So what is a market scanner? What is MT4Professional? Do you really think that you can manually check all the different symbols and timeframes that are available for you on your platform? If you consider just MT4, that's 50 Forex pairs, 20 CFDs. That's more than 630 combinations if you add the 9 different timeframes as well. So do you really think that you can manually check all of those instruments and timeframes for opportunities to take a trade? Most people can't do that. Trading with different instruments really is important and a must if you're going to be making trading profitable. So if you trade uncorrelated instruments, it's a way to remove the uncertainty of the instrument and to diversify your portfolio. And that's why most people trade with a lot of different pairs. So a perfect solution for going through all of these different combinations is a market scanner. So in general, a market scanner is a tool that allows you to automatically scan the entire market at a glance for any symbols or timeframes that meet your custom rules that are based on standard or custom indicators. So it's not a signal provider. It is a tool that allows you to analyze your own strategies, whatever strategy that you want, using whatever indicators you have at your disposal. So let's consider the illustration over on the right where you see a spreadsheet layout. You have a symbol list, you've got a time frame in 1 minute, 5 minute, and then you've got different colors, identifying hopefully whether that symbol is bullish, bearish, if I want to enter a trade, triggered or not. So if I were to consider the cross of 2 simple moving averages, well, this image shows that for every bullish cross, which is a fast moving average moving above a slow moving average, that would be green. A bearish cross would be a fast moving average moving under a slow, and that would be considered bearish. So that would be red. So by looking at all of these different instruments over these different time frames, if that were the case, now if I had something in the background telling me the cross had occurred, then I can see where I have potential trade entries. So the Australian US dollar, for example, has a 1 minute bullish crossover, but still has a 5 minute bearish trend. So this is a potential reversal, or it's just simple correction, and we'll resume to the longer term trend. So these are nice setups that I would like to be alerted to. I want to be able to see if I really am in a correction and quickly returning to the existing trend, or if I'm actually in a setup for a reversal. You can see longer term trends, which have really strong 1 5 minute signature trends and ones that are impossible correction or reversal. So it's nice to be able to see these at a glance really quickly across whatever symbol lists I've got. So Market Scanner does all the hard work for you. That frees you to work on the more important things like managing your trade, getting your mindset where it belongs, keeping yourself hydrated, exercising, and so forth, because the market scanner is already there doing all the work for you. It searches for the conditions that meet your criteria according to your rules, and then it alerts you when it's favorable for the trade. Here's another example. In this case, we're looking at pure price action. We're looking at price being greater than or less than an exponential moving average. So I want to see green whenever price is greater than, and I want to see red whenever price is less than. So for whatever symbol I choose, whether it's CFDs, Forex, cryptocurrencies, it doesn't matter. I want to look across multiple time frames to determine whether I'm bullish, bearish, in trend, reversing, or cycling. So the idea behind that is to be identified when the trade is there, and I want my scanner to let me know that it's ready for the trade. It's a great setup. I use the term multi-time frames a lot in today's presentation, but did you know that if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? And that's due to correlation. It's just one of the advantages, just one, of using multi-time frame technical analysis. If you look at the chart over here on the right, you can see the longer term trend is a 4-hour chart. If you look at the 1-hour chart, you can see during that same 4-hour period, you've got multiple 1-hour charts where you've got a rise and a correction and rise and correction and so forth. But the rises are much larger than the corrections because the overall longer term trend is going up. If you look at the 15-minute chart, you can see it looks really noisy, but it's still following the same basic pattern where you've got the up moves much greater than the corrective down moves during any particular longer term up move. So when that up move starts to correct, then you can see that the down moves then become much longer. And so you always want to be trading in the direction of the longer term time frame. If you do check and verify your trades with longer term time frame trends, then you're going to have higher probability that the trade will end in profit and lower risk in your trades. So if you had a market scanner that could scan for and search for setups that are based on your rules and verified by multiple time frame technical analysis, then that would be an extremely valuable tool. Here's one example to take a look at what that is. The crosshatch blue line is showing me that on the 4-hour chart, I have a crossover of an exponential moving average with price. So that's a bullish indication. I also have a MACD crossover where my histogram is moving greater than my signal line. That's bullish. I also have a rising relative strength. Not only is it rising, but it is also coming out of an oversold condition. Those are all bullish conditions. If this aligned and gave me a good trade setup, I would always want to be able to see when this occurs. I want to be triggered and given a green trigger alert whenever that condition exists. Next, I want to be able to see on the second time frame, which is a daily chart, I want to see a bullish MACD cross where the histogram is greater than the signal line. And I want to see relative strength not only rising, but greater than the oversold area. Third and last, I need to see a rising relative strength out of being oversold. So that is an extremely strong bullish signal. I would like to take that when I see that. So in this particular case, you can see that it was over 100 pips of profit given that specific situation. And I want to be alerted to that. So a scanner can do that given these particular conditions. So by taking trades in harmony with the longer time frame, I get lower risk trade opportunities, I get higher probability trades. And that's a powerful combination for any trader because it shows the importance of using multiple timeframes in your own trading. And if you're not using multiple timeframes in your trading, then you're trading at deficit. A market scanner, which uses multiple timeframe analysis, is an extremely valuable tool because it does all the work for you automatically. The problem that we ran into at MT4Professional was that we could not find any scanners that met our criteria. Many of them were too complex to configure, which meant you needed to be a programmer and just to use it. A lot of them were unstable or maybe even just a single tool that really wasn't integrated with the entire system. A lot of them were just not compatible with all the tools that are available on the MT4, MT5 platform. And there are lots of other issues. And so what did we do? We decided to create MT4Professional ourselves for our own personal daily trading. Now it is the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5. It is a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that meet your criteria and rules. When you find a good trade setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance your trade with technical analysis, enable multi-time frame analysis, which really isn't that easy to do on MT4 or MT5. Stay tuned. We're going to be going into the demonstration here quickly, but I want to make sure that we go over one more poll. That would be to see what part of the scanner that you find most interesting. So Claudio, if you could launch that poll, what feature on MT4Professional do you think would be the best? Would it be a single click integration of your charts instead of having to drag and drop your charts, your symbols onto your charts, a single click to integrate them all? The scanner portion of MT4Professional, my rules, my way. Would it be the Advanced Traders Network? We're going to be going over that shortly as well, but the MT4Professional has a network that enables you to share your configurations with other traders. Is it that it's mobile and you can take it anywhere at any time? Would it be that it's capable of doing multiple time frame technical analysis, or that it's so easy to set up and use that anybody can set it up and trade with it? So of these, which one of these do you think you would like to see the best? Make your selection, and then we'll share the results when we get a certain percentage of the response from our audience. And of course, I'll be going into a live demonstration of all of these aspects. And don't forget to ask questions, make comments during the presentation so that I can answer them. Looks like we got a tie between the scanner and multiple time frame analysis. So those are the two of the big strengths of MT4Professional. So I can understand why. And of course, all the other ones are also, we didn't give you an option to pick all of them. I would have picked all of them, but they are all part of the MT4Professional platform. So these, of course, are the ones that you think would be the best. So thank you for sharing. I'll definitely spend a lot of time on the scanner and on the system itself. So let me pull up my MT4 system for you real quick. Now, this is the MT4 platform itself. This is not MT4Professional. I have 3 different charts set up, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 different windows over here showing different time frames and different sizes. Now you can see that these are all set up for a specific trade example. If I were to go full screen, notice the amount of real estate that's wasted down here that makes it a little bit more difficult for me. If I wanted to reclaim all of that real estate, I can't just go under the window and click a button to rescale everything, because these right here are all different sizes. I could make them all one way or another, or equally space them, but then they would not look like this. I have to physically move these windows around and drag them down and move them in order to make them fit. That's just really not very easy to do on MT4. Also notice that on each chart, I have to physically click the middle mouse button in order to get a cursor. And then that cursor is only usable on the window that it's in. If I were to go to another window, then I have to do the exact same thing over there on it, and so forth. And so I have to physically align anything on each chart individually, which makes multiple time frame technical analysis really difficult to do. It doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it much, much harder to do. And if I wanted to change the symbol on any one chart, then I have to physically drag and drop a symbol from my market watch over onto the charts in order to change these around and to make them update. And I can also do that by clicking the enter button, entering the symbol down here in the bottom, hitting return, and then it coming right back into that. So I can change it up that way, but I still have to do that for each individual chart every time I make any type of changes. And then once I make any type of changes on my chart, then MT4 automatically saves those changes. So if I don't have a backup of any sort, or if I don't make templates for the things I like, I'm constantly reloading my templates or referring to things. So it's like, I don't understand why they don't make it easier to use. So let me launch a profile that I've set up called MT4Professional. Now, MT4Professional comes up like this. It's a system that is based upon configurations. So you have a blank scanner, a blank chart space, but you have a configuration setup that gives you a menu of choices that you can choose. Here I've got a lot of configurations that I've made myself with descriptions on what I want to be looking at. You also have preset configurations, which we provide for you with the subscription to the platform. And we have the inbox, which is the area where you can share configurations with other users within the MT4Professional community. I'll start off with the EMA and price. The EMA and price is a strategy which looks at price action relative to a moving average. Here I've included two separate moving averages because I'm not only looking at price being greater or less than a moving average, I'm looking for it to be interacting with a slower moving average as well. Okay, so the colors that you see on the scanner itself are based upon a rule set that I gave it to determine whether it's bullish, bearish, or neutral, which is yellow. It's setting up, or it's in consolidation. It's waiting for the actual trade to begin. One of the first things I want to show you is that I can expand my window. Notice that I have three different windows that are different sizes. If I make my window full screen, notice how the windows automatically reclaim all of the real estate that I've got available to me on my screen. I love that because it just gives me full use of all my screen. And then if I want to zoom in even more, then I can always do that, zoom in, do whatever analysis I need to do, and then zoom back out again. So it's a really nice setup. I've got my scanner working for me over here on the left, looking for potential trade setups on all the instruments that I'm particularly interested in. And so it gives me that setup. Also notice there's a crosshair available to you. This crosshair is synchronized with all of the timeframes so that you can very easily look at multiple timeframes and analyze these things to determine a particular trade setup or entry that you're interested in. Beautiful integration of the system all in one fell swoop. So not only do you have price, but you have time integration on all three or all timeframes that you have access to. And one-click integration allows you to click on any symbol on your list and automatically update your charts based upon that single click. Very easy, very nice, very straightforward. So how do I get these scanner colors to be configured this way? And what does it specifically mean? On the chart, then you can see that the setup is that I have a fast moving average, which is shown by the blue line, and a slow moving average shown by the red line. So whenever price action crosses under the fast moving average, I also want to see if that price action crosses under the slow, or I want to see that the fast moving average is actually crossing under the slow. Now, whether you want to trade with that or not is your choice. This is just a setup, but I'm going to just use just pure price action right now, because what this does is it shows you that the consolidation range when you have two different moving averages can be ignored, and that any false breakouts then can be fixed and then remedied by using a longer time frame trend. So let's look at the configuration setup to see what we've got here. If I click the edit button and then look at the chart configuration, you can see that I have three different charts set up: a 5-minute, a 15, and a 30. 5, 15, and 30. Each of these time frames can be changed with the simple pull down menu to be any time frame available to you on your platform. Then you can select whatever template that you want to give it the look and the feel, to load the number of indicators or the background color or whatever. Select whatever template that you want. We provide the one from the cloud here, but of course, click the plus sign. You can load any template from your platform and load it right in. Once you load it and save it to the configuration, it will automatically be loaded and backed up in the cloud so that you can use that anywhere that you go on your platform. On the left-hand side is the scanner panel. Select this side. Then you have two choices. One, you can configure your symbol list. So that way you can choose and select any symbols that you are used to using and set them up over on the left-hand side, or choose from any of the pre-configured presets you already have and just choose the list from there. And then there's the scanner. I'll go ahead and click on the scanner and show you what the rules are needed to make these cells the colors that they are. We call those color rules, the rules necessary to make the color red or green or yellow or whatever color that you want. Now, this one is a 5-minute time frame. You can see I have it set up and I've chose the 5-minute on this particular setup. It can be any time frame that you want though. And I have a color rule assigned to the 5-minute time frame. It's called main color rule. I have the main color rule assigned to the 15-minute time frame. And if I scroll down, you can see I have a 30-minute also, where I have the same main color rule applied to it. I've got a big plus sign here, which I can click on that can easily allow me to add additional timeframes if I so choose. And then once I do select a new time frame, then I've got to make sure I select a color rule that applies to that particular time frame. Or I can click the plus sign and then create a brand new color rule separate from the other ones that I only want to apply to the longer time frame trend. If I decide later on I don't want that time frame, then all you have to do is just click the X and it's gone, and you don't have to worry about that. If you want to see your color rules or edit them at any time, then pull the menu down and you can see there's a small pad with a pencil on there. That's the edit icon. Click that and it allows you to edit the rules that you use in order to make your strategy implemented on MT4Professional. In this case, we're looking for the close of price being greater than or equal to a 15-period exponential moving average. Now, this is an indicator that I pulled in from my platform. If you scroll up on the indicators themselves, you can see that the trend indicators has a moving average available. And that's what I did. I pulled that one in, I set it to exponential and made it a 15-period. And I'll show you how I did that. If you just go in and edit that, then it comes up with the properties of that particular moving average. I set it to 15. I made the method exponential. You can see if you pull the menu down that you can make it any of the 4 available options. I made it exponential. And then I applied the price to the closing price. Of course, you can make that apply to any available price metric that you want as well. Different strategies have different techniques. I like the closer price. So 15-period exponential applied to the closer price, and it's on the most recently closed bar. Okay, so that's how you change or update any of your symbols. If you need to add a new indicator, or in this case, I have 2 different moving averages. I have a 15-period and I have a 50-period simple moving average. So I added the same indicator twice. I just set up one to be a 15 and the other one to be a 50 because I need to be doing comparisons on 2 different ones. In this first case, I'm looking at the closer price greater than the 15. In the second case, I'm looking at the 15 EMA has to be greater than the 50 simple moving average, SMA. So both of these conditions have to be true. That's the and. Close has to be greater and 15 has to be greater than the 50 in order for this to be a green condition. So condition set 1 is evaluated first, or if either of these are not true, then it goes and evaluates condition set 2. Condition set 2 is just the opposite. It says, is the close less than the 15 and is the 15 less than the 50? If both of those are true, then it will set the cell to be red. If one or the other are not true, this will be false. If this is false and this is false, then the cell by default will go to yellow, saying that this is a trade condition which is in consolidation or does not meet the criteria that I've set up for it, and it needs to tell me that through the default color. And of course, I have more than 2 condition sets. If I have more, then I can just simply click a plus and add additional conditional sets if I need to make sure that I have all of the details applied for my specific strategy. Now, this is a simple setup. If I don't want to use the 50-period moving average any longer, then it's a real simple way to do that. Just delete the configuration that's applying to the 50-period. All I'm looking for now is this price closing greater than the 15. Click the OK button. Click the OK button and save it. Once it's saved, then go into your, let me make sure I got the setup here. EMA price, that's the template I'm using. Okay. Close this and load it, because that will load all of the saves and changes. Now notice all of these are either going to be green or red because I've taken away any of the conditions that would possibly cause it to go yellow. And I'm going to edit my template by removing the, let's see, which moving average is this one? This is the 50. I want to remove that one. Okay, notice I got rid of it on this one. Now I'm going to save that template. It's going to be the EMA price template. Yes, I want to replace it. Now I've got it saved on my computer. I have to reload it onto my configuration so that it gets uploaded to the cloud. So I click the edit button. I go to my chart layout and it says the EMA price, but I need to go through and click the plus sign, go to EMA price and load it from my computer, not from the cloud. And once I do that, I can do that from all of the other charts that are open as well. And that way, all the changes that I have locally are now going to be uploaded to the cloud when I click the OK and save button. Now the cloud has been updated and to match my computer so that anytime I use this in the future, it'll always pull from the most recently updated information. Close the file, reload, and then now notice that all 3 of my charts are using just a simple price action with an exponential moving average, and it is not looking at the 50-period SMA. Very easy to put it right back in again, just like I took it out. Then all I have to do is just put it right back in again. Easy setup, easy use. Any questions so far? I'm more than glad to go over those questions and apply them to the charts. This has been an example of using just pure price relative to any indicator. I showed you an EMA, but you can use this with any indicator that you have. Now I'm going to load a little more complex one. This is what I call a MACD setup, where I'm using multiple timeframes. I'm also using multiple indicators. In this case, I'm using EMA and price, MACD and signal, and relative strength. So let's look at the configuration to see what is involved. If you look at the color rules, you can see that I have 2 specific color rules. The first 2 fastest time frames are using the strong signal rule set, and then my longest time frame weekly chart is using the trend color rule. That way it enables me to set a color rule on my interface that gives me the, let me close that and get this out of the way. There. Gives me the ability to see whether the longer term trend is bullish or bearish, so that my shorter term signals will either line up or tell me whether I'm with or not with the longer term trend. It's a great condition to set up. So let's go back in and look at that condition and see what the rules are for a strong signal. In this case, I'm looking for a MACD. In this case, I have 2 different instances of the MACD loaded. One of them is looking at the base indicator, The base indicator is the white histogram that you see on the chart right here. Okay. And the signal line is the red line that you see on the MACD itself. So I'm looking at the interaction of this histogram with this signal line. So if the MACD base indicator is less than the signal line, so in this particular case, if this MACD histogram is less than the signal line, like it is right here, less than, then that's going to be bearish. Also, and close of price has to be less than a 15-period exponential moving average. At the same time, I need to see that this price is less than this 15 period. So at this point right here, where I've got both conditions met, I have histogram less than the signal line, and I've got price less than the EMA 15. My third condition, I'm looking for relative strength. I need a relative strength to be 2 bars in history. I'm looking 2 bars back, and I need to see that the historical relative strength is greater than the current relative strength. So what I'm looking for is a relative strength at that same location where the historical one, 2 bars back, is greater than the current relative strength, which is right here. So that gives me a downward slope, which shows me I've got declining relative strength, which is bearish. That's a condition. You can check for lots of other things too to see if it's, is it greater or less than a 30 or a 70 or 50% line. You can look at anything that you want, but all I want to see is that there is a declining relative strength. The strength is weakening, price is less than the EMA, and I have a bearish MACD. If that's all true, then I get a red signal on my scanner. Just the opposite is for the bullish setup. I need a greater MACD, close price more than the 15, and a rising relative strength. If that's condition set is true, then it will be green. If neither of these condition sets are true, which means any one of these things are false or not true, then I'll get a yellow color indicating that it's currently in setup, or it's consolidating, or it's congested, and it needs some time before it is ready. Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated. You can see that the third time frame here just uses a trend. All I'm doing on that is I'm saying a trend is green if price is greater than the 15 on that time frame. So if my weekly trend is less than the EMA, I'm in a downtrend. My weekly trend price is greater than that EMA, I'm in an uptrend. So I'm looking for those types of things. So in an uptrend, then I don't take these downtrends. And in a downtrend, I don't take the up trades, because in the downtrend, all these up trades are just simple corrections. And you have a higher probability if you take a trade that's going in the direction of your longer term trend. And only change that whenever the longer term trend starts to come out of that trend. Then you get out of that trade. So you would have gotten into it a long time ago, held it, gotten out of it when the trend changed, and then now you're only looking for potential longs. That's the idea behind using multiple time frames, and that's the idea behind the strategy, identifying those setups and getting you into the trade when you need to be. So far, it's good information. Are there any questions? Well, let me go back in and edit this and show you something. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a share screen icon. This is a tool that allows you to share this configuration or any of your configurations with any other MT4Professional user. That's right. So you do all the work, and then you set it all up, and then you make that available to your trading buddy so that everybody is on the same page at the same time. They're using your setup, your rules, your strategies, and you've shared that with them. So you make that available to them at any time or any point, and we make it available to you to use and to do that. And it's made available through your MT4Professional platform. So if you were to send something to someone, then it will show up in their inbox on the platform. So all they have to do is create a custom configuration, because if they were to just click on any one of these things, they couldn't change or edit them. But if they create their own, they can copy a creation from these or any other for that matter, use that as a template, copy it, and then save it, and they can edit it and use it in their own configuration. So everybody's is on the same page. Also, let me pull up my browser real quick. This right here is the Chrome browser. It's representative of a mobile device. So if you're on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, and you need to go take a lunch break, you need to go somewhere, then you can take MT4Professional with you. So all you have to do is log into the MT4Professional members area. This is the first page that you'll see when you log into the member site. You get to the member site by going to MT4Professional.com and then clicking the sign in or members button. Once you're here, then this is, of course, the place where you can download the software and install it. You can go over to our knowledge base to find out how to install it, to see the quick start videos, to go through any changes that we've made, to go through details of the configurators, either the configuration, the scanner, any workspace or rules that you might need to be set up. And we even provide you with handy access to quick questions about your subscription, how to subscribe or unsubscribe, or to change your payment method if you have any system updates. All can be done from the membership site. But the one thing I want to show you is probably one of the more powerful parts of the system is that click on the real-time scanner menu item here on the top in the members area. And this will take you to the real-time scanner page. Now notice on my MT4Professional platform over here, I've got the scanner running in the background. So if I were to pick that scanner from the list of scanners here on my setup, then it'll automatically display that scanner in real time on my mobile device. And like I said, this is a Chrome browser. So this is mobile, this is on the internet. I can be anywhere connected to this. So if I get a signal, and this is the signal indication right here, that one of these have triggered, then I'll automatically get either an email, an alert signal, a pop-up, or an SMS message to identify that that trade has been configured. And if I do see that setup here on my mobile device, that looks like, oh, this looks pretty good. I just got a $-yen reversal, which looks like it could be the start of either a reversal, or it could be getting ready for a continuation trend to go back in line with the longer term trend. So let me click on that. Notice the first thing that it does is it changes the symbol on the charts and it takes a picture, a snapshot, and shows it to you. So that way you can see this snapshot. You can see why you've got a shorter term bullish trend developing, but the longer term is still very much bearish. And so you can see that this might just be a short-term correction. Once this turns around and starts to go right back in line with this, then I'll be ready for that and I'll be able to jump right on board and use that. So it's a sweet setup. You don't have to worry about leaving your desk at any time. You can take MT4Professional with you. You can share it with your friends. You can set it up to configure any way that you like it. And once you see a trade setup, even if you're at lunch, then just contact your broker on your mobile device and place the trade right there. You don't have to even worry about going back to your office. That is sweet. And I really love that about it. Okay, there is a question that came through. It says, can you use MT4 on multiple computers simultaneously? Yes, you can. You have a license to use it on a simulated account, which is a demo account, and on a live account. You can use it on both of those with the basic license at the same time. If you have a basic account, then that's all you have access to. It's a real account and a demo account. So you can have a demo account on one computer and you can have a real account on another computer, or you can be running them both on the same computer. It doesn't matter. If you have multiple real or multiple demo accounts, then you'll need to upgrade to the gold plan, which will give you 10 different demo accounts and 10 different live accounts at the same time, that you can use them all simultaneously. So it depends upon the level of subscription that you use and what you need in order to use them. So let me go back to my presentation. I want to make you guys a very special offer today for being part of my class. Let me get back there. All right. So the offer I'm going to make for you today is based upon the entire package. I'm giving you the full featured MT4 Professional platform and the MT5 platform as well. Full featured MT4 Professional running on both platforms. Exclusive access to our Skype community, which is all of the users who are using MT4 Professional. They can chat, they can share videos, they can get together one-on-one or multiple group settings on Skype and use that access to MT4 Professional together. We give you unlimited configuration storage, emails, push notifications, and up to 100 SMS notifications, all included in your monthly subscription. And you get 14 pre-configured presets and strategies, which we give you examples that show you how to set up and use the platform. Our total value is very significant, but you'll never have to pay that. We've set it up so that it's on the standard $194 a month subscription. You'll never pay that either, because I've set it up so that we get 95% off of that. And because it's Christmas and we want to be very frugal, we've knocked that down an additional 50%. 50% off of the $97 per month price, which is $47 per month. If you use the Christmas 2022 code and you type in the link mt4professional.com/trial, then you'll get a 50% off of the 50% off regular price. So $47 per month. It's not a 1 month discount. It's not a 3 month discount. It is a lifetime discount that you pay once a month for the remainder of your subscription. If you can't, you can cancel at any time and the subscription will go away. Then it'll go back and reset to the normal subscription rate. But to maintain your lifetime subscription, you need to maintain your subscription with MT4 Professional. Make sure you use the code Christmas 2022 to get and lock in this $47 a month trial subscription. And I didn't mention this, but you do get a 14-day free trial that once you sign up and get your software, then you can use it for 14 days absolutely free before your credit card is ever charged. After the 14-day trial is over, then your credit card will be charged the $47 per month if you signed up using this specific code. So make sure you put your code in to reset the subscription to this price and try it out for 14 days. You can cancel anytime during the 14 days. You won't be charged a penny, and your subscription will go away. But you have to hold on to that entire 14-day period if you want to lock in your $47 at the end. During that time, if you have any questions, you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com if you have questions, or if you need to set up a one-on-one with us to go through with you and to help you to get things going. That's support@mt4professional.com to help you get going. And we do have on our website one-on-one onboarding to help you go through the process. So that way, let me show you over here real quick. If you go back to the members area, then there's an onboarding process that we hold your hand through the entire process to help you get all the way through to actually using the platform. And we help you get that as quickly as possible. So make sure that you take advantage of our support and our professional staff to help you get going and to use that. So the way to get started and to get your 14-day free trial going is to click this link, MT4Professional.com/trial. Claudio has provided that link in the member chat webinar chat there. And make sure that you use the code Christmas 2022 to lock in your $47 per month trial price. Let me get my platform back up again and make it so that you can still see the link. There it is, and the code. And if there's any other configuration that you want me to pull up, there are a lot of people ask about multiple time frame systems. If you're looking for custom systems as well, you want to use either systems that you've purchased on the side or systems that you have developed yourself, then MT4Professional can use any of those setups as well. All right, so are there any specific questions on that? I'll be more than glad to go over those as well. No questions? Notice that the scanner has 3 different colors in a single cell. You're not limited to just a single color on a single cell. Did you know that? Did you also notice that you can have multiple strategies going on in any time frame? I don't have to use the same strategy in one time frame if I'm using it in another one. So I can mix and match my strategies depending upon the time frame I'm using it in. It's powerful. The system is powerful. If you look at the configuration, go to the scanner. Then if you need to set up your real-time notifications, there's a checkbox here that all you have to do is check this off, and it'll automatically link that to the MT4 or MT5 notification system and give you real-time on-screen alerts, sound alerts, and email preferences and push notifications. If you want to use your mobile device, your mobile phone, then it will also send you SMS text messages. That's the one where you'll get up to 100 messages per month. You have to set up and verify your phone number, and then once you check this off, then it will automatically start sending you those things. But I suggest and recommend that you get your strategy working first before you start burning through your SMS notifications, especially if you're using faster timeframes. And the size button over here allows you to resize the width of your scanner panel over here. So you can set it up to be auto, small, medium, or large, depending upon your preferences if you're adding more than 3 or more timeframes on your windows. I was telling you earlier that you could set it up to use multiple strategies. Well, here you can see I have 3 different strategies loaded on the same time frame. Over here, I only have 2 of the 3 strategies loaded. And then on the 3rd time frame, I just have a single volume strategy that I'm using. And I don't really care about the other ones on that time frame. So it's a really nice way to use the parts of the system that you really want to use together in a strategy that is really powerful. And you can see I have this set up as 6 windows. So if I were to click on my configuration, you can see I have 6 different windows set up. The ones on the left are smaller than the ones over on the right. And you can see that I have them set up in a specific setting. Of course, I can make this window as large as I want. That way you can see everything set up. You can add windows simply by clicking the windows there. You can tile them all to make them all uniform in size. You can set them up to be 3 columns. All right. Or you can set them up to be just a single column, 2 rows, any way that you want to. And if you set it up the way that you finally figure it out, and then you can always resize things to be just a little bit different if you wanted to set those up to be some bigger and some smaller. So you can just simply do that any way that you like. I don't want that one, make this one full screen, stuff like that, any way that you like it. I'm going to not save this, so I'm going to cancel out of there. So just showing you how easy it is to use and to set up. Anytime you make a change, always use the load button, because it will automatically load it back in and start displaying these changes that you made on the screen itself. If you don't hit the load button, then you're still running the old software, the old configuration, and you need to be able to reload it. So if you edit and make any saves or changes, then always use the load button. And if you're coming in for the very first time and you don't have any of your own configurations and you have just presets, then click the Create Your Custom Configuration button. This will give you the opportunity to look for, do you want to start from an existing configuration? Well, yeah, I want to use the EMA and price, the default EMA and price. Or if I would go to the presets themselves, then you can choose any of the existing presets that are there. Or if you received a configuration from one of your trading buddies, then you can click one of those configurations and use that as well. So I'll say, no, I don't want any configurations. It's going to ask me to give it a name, a description, and start setting things up. So I'm just going to ignore that and just click X, and it's not going to create anything for me. So that's the ease and the use. Everything is menu driven and very easy for you to set up and use in the system. So if there aren't any more questions, that does it for me today in today's presentation. I appreciate your time and attention. And if you do have other questions, I'm definitely available for you. So make sure that you click the link mt4professional.com/trial. That will get you started on your 14-day free trial. You get $47 a month if you use the code Christmas 2022. Christmas 2022. And of course, you can always get a hold of us at support@mt4professional.com. We'll be there. We'll give you a guaranteed 24-hour response, or you can always contact us on Skype. Once you've set yourself up through the Skype community, then you can always contact us or any of the users in the community 24/7 for chat messages or help. Thank you very much for your time and attention. This has been recorded and it will be sent to you through email a couple of hours after today's presentation. So thank you very much for your time and attention. We will be here in exactly 2 weeks. This was our last presentation for 2022. I look forward to working with you in the next year. Bye for now.